this game on paper is obviously a lot more different now than it was 3 weeks ago. Just how have y'all, I guess, handled that? Do you look at the game differently, just given the situation that they're going through right now?
Yeah, not at all. We definitely just treat it the same as we would any other game day. You prepare for opponent every Saturday, and we try not to treat any game higher than another game. So we're going to prepare for this game the same way we prepared for the game last week. Give it our all with the game plan and come in, and we're going to work hard every day at practice and just make sure that we're prepared for the game. So.
What was Saturday like for you getting here first?
It was super cool. It was exciting, kind of being back home. I had a lot of my family was there. My dad was able to make it, which he's not able to make it to many. So that was super cool for me. And like I said, just being back home it added a lot to it. Just I had a great time. I couldn't really imagine it being any other way. Couldn't have drawn it up better. So.
What advice did your dad give you going into the game, and what feedback did he give you afterwards?
I think he just, he said, you're prepared. You prepare during the week. Just go out there and have fun. That's the biggest thing, give it everything you got and, look back at the end of the game and you'll see, whatever the scoreboard looks like, but just know that you don't leave anything out there. Just know that you gave it your all. So.
What's been the process of just the green dot and going through, those reps of just, getting the checks and getting the calls is, I would imagine, just as important as the physical reps.
Yeah, no doubt. In terms of the green dot, Coach Wallace and Coach Parker do a great job of utilizing that throughout camp. And so, whether you're taking reps with the ones, the twos, wherever you're taking reps at the mic, you'll have that at practice. So you get good practice with that. So, going into the game, it really wasn't an issue in terms of the green dot. And then just, what else did you have there? Sorry.
That feels like just as important as physical reps of just being able to process okay, here's the call, communicating it where you need to and all that.
Yeah, no doubt. Like I said, they do a great job of working with that through the week. So it's not really a whole lot different than how we prepare throughout the week. He's able to give you a couple extra reminders in the headset, which is nice. But I would say they do a pretty good job of preparing us for that. So.
What's it been like having Tevin here this season?
It's been awesome. It's been super cool. I love seeing him on the sideline during the games. He gets super juiced up, when the offense makes a play, when we make a play. So I always give him a high five, give him a little chest bump, which is cool. It's been super special having him here, and just, I see him come in and work every day. He's been doing a great job, working super hard. So I'm excited for him and excited to see where he can take this. So it's been awesome.
I think he had a chance to go walk on. Was it SDSU or something like that? What were those conversations before he decided he wanted to come to the family school?
Yeah, I think he definitely had some opportunities to go play at some cool places. But the way we grew up, my dad being a football coach at big time college football programs, Oklahoma, Michigan, places like those. I think where he was kind of at was, if I'm going to play, I want to play somewhere that's one of those big time schools, because I think that's always kind of been a little bit a dream of his. But unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. He obviously could have played at some of those other places, but he was like, you know what, I can get in, start working some of the coaching stuff at Iowa, and I think he's loved that, and I think he's been happy with that decision. So,
is there anything you learned about yourself from the game on Saturday?
No, I think, it's
a deep question.
Yeah. No, you're good. I think, you go where I'm at, I'm a fourth year guy, haven't played real football in a long time. So I think getting back out there and just knowing that, hey, I can do this. You get used to tackling again. You don't really tackle at practice during the week often. So getting back into real football mode, and having that confidence again that, all right, I'm good. I can do this. This is what I practice for. So I'd say that'd probably be the biggest thing.
How long does that? I don't know. You come out with confidence. So how long did it take for you to settle in on Saturday to get that realization, I guess, so to speak?
It gets real pretty quick. You got first play, you got O-lineman coming at you, you got running backs coming at you, so it hits you pretty quick, and then you're like, all right, we're in it, and then you just kind of, you don't think about it, you just, it becomes instinct, and you just keep going. So, I'd say it didn't take too long.
Your dad started many games at Kinnick. You're going to be able to start your first game at Kinnick this weekend. What's that mean to you?
Yeah, it's awesome. Just even having the opportunity to come play at the University of Iowa always a dream of mine. And, just have been slowly building my way up to where, I've been able to be now. I've just been super blessed for all the opportunities that I've had, but super excited for the opportunity this weekend. Look forward to it, and just preparing.
What do you expect from a team that fired its coach and comes in here now having lost 3 in a row?
Yeah, I think it's tough. I mean, anytime you lose a coach, and I think Coach Franklin was a great coach, had a lot of wins at Penn State, right? And it seemed like all the players loved him. And anytime you go through that as a college football player, it's tough. Losing a coach. We've kind of gone through that. It's tough, and we expect them to be motivated coming in. And it's going to be a fun game. It's Penn State, and their record means nothing. They have a lot of good players, on their team, and it's going to be a tough game. And that's exactly what we expect it to be. Penn State night game in Kinnick, it's special. You don't get that all the time. So we're looking forward to this game, and we know they're going to bring it.
I mean, they're known to have athletes, big dudes.
Absolutely.
So it's not like they don't have those guys still. So what do you expect as an offensive line to confront?
I mean, we've been watching film on these guys. I mean, they're just, you look at them and they just look the part. I mean, they belong at Penn State. Just, these guys, just the way they move, they're so quick. They were highly recruited out of high school, and, they show that on the film, and just the way they move. I mean, they're going to, show us some challenges on Saturday, and it's going to be fun. We get to see those challenges and go against it and see how we match up against them. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're looking forward to it.
Do you guys pay attention to any of the stuff that's gone on at Penn State in the last 4 days or so?
I mean, we've seen it and heard about it and all that, but, our main focus is kind of just what's going on, inside our building. Our saying is, the biggest enemy's in the building. And that's kind of our approach to this game, just not focus on the outside noise, just focus on, us, what we need to get better at, and, everything will take care of itself.
Do your eyes kind of light up when they call a screen in the huddle and you get to run out and swing and knock a DB or a linebacker on their butt?
Those were my favorite plays. I always try and, tell Coach, just let me get out there, let me get a pull or something. And it felt good because I felt like I kind of got to get out there a little bit more this past Saturday and do that. It's a lot of fun, and anytime I can do that, just go out there, run. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing that stuff.
You guys in the room compare downfield pancakes, wherever, Lauk dog walked a kid against Rutgers. I remember.
Yeah.
I mean, are those the things you really hang your hats on? I know it's run block and pass block, and that's the important stuff. But when you can make a guy look silly, I imagine that's a point of pride.
Yeah, I absolutely. I think it is a point of pride. Anytime you get a fat guy out in space and you have a chance to put somebody on their back, it's a lot of fun. I think everybody kind of has some pride in that, just the way they do things. But I remember last year we had a knockdown counter. Whoever had the most knockdowns. We haven't done that this year, but we kind of do look at that, and it's a lot of fun. Anytime somebody can get out there and put somebody on the ground, especially as an offensive lineman, you can't beat that. I mean, you really can't. So for sure.
Speaking of big guys, did you watch Graves rambling?
Oh my gosh!
What was that? Is that like your dream?
That he was living my dream. I was like, he's about to get a pick six, and I see him running, and I was like, is he really that slow, or is that guy that fast? That was. Wow, he's got to unhitch that trailer and get going. But, oh, my gosh, I thought he was getting it. It was sad to see the touchdown taken away from him, but, he'll never be able to live that down, that's for sure. But that was awesome. 2 picks by the D-line is awesome. Never heard of that, so that was really cool.
So, I mean, it seems like, and maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like this season you've been able to kind of, weigh the wood a little bit more than other, previous years. I mean, first of all, am I right when I say that? And two, is the free safety spot kind of freed you up to do that? Or is that right?
I feel like, I played it a little more free this year. Obviously playing free safety, but I feel like myself personally, I played more free, more comfortable, so just flying around and just trying to be the most physical guy out there.
Penn State not Penn State, but their receiver who played for Troy last year, hit you guys with big plays. What was it like defending him, and how do you approach him this year?
He's a good player. We obviously learned that last year. So this year, focus on honing on him and trying to minimize the plays he can make, the explosives, try and limit him in any way we can.
What do you expect going against a new quarterback? Do you have a lot of film on him?
He really only has 30-some snaps at the college level, so really just the plays he's ran, and then they'll probably run a really similar plan to what they did with Drew at quarterback. So just trying to hone in, see the little details we can see, and they'll obviously have a game plan set up for him, so we just got to try and minimize that.
What did you do to your ear there? Was that new? Or?
Yeah, it happened to both sides.
Both sides?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
With the helmet or what?
Yeah, I don't really know what happened. Something with the helmet, but
Was that during the game?
Yeah, last game.
Did you notice it when it happened, or is it like?
Yeah, there's some pictures out there. I got a little blood down the jersey,
But nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy.
How many stitches total?
9, I think.
Ever had that happen before?
Happened last year against Washington.
Okay.
Got to fix that helmet, man.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but
That was a good game at Washington, though.
yeah, maybe it's a good thing if it
I
happens.
guess, yeah, man.
What is the biggest challenge? I mean, the coaching change is going on over there. So what's the biggest challenge facing them this week with everything they got going on?
Really, it hones into us. Like the week, our preparation is going to hone in on us. What we do. You win the game during the week, and then that sets you up for a chance to compete on Saturday. So just honing in on the little things we can do offensively, defensively, special teams wise, and just trying to play our brand of football.
You haven't had an interception since your sophomore year, right?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. You kind of itching for one?
I am trying to fly around, trying to make some plays, but ultimately, if you're in the right place at the right time, it'll come to you. So, not trying to do too much out there.
Is that like a conversation you have with Phil or anything like that? Of like, because you're a rangy guy, right? Like you can fly around and, like you say, make plays. Is that something you can work on? I don't know.
I mean, ultimately, you just gotta disguise a little more. Hopefully, get out there and create some more opportunities for myself and obviously the DBs themselves. We have one pick on the year so far, just in the DB room. So the quarterbacks are getting the ball out quick, so we just got to make more plays and find a way to obviously get our hands on some more.
So did the D linemen give you any grief for having more interceptions?
They haven't yet, but Coach Wallace, Coach Parker, they give us a little stuff for that. Obviously, we got to find a way to get our hands on some. Can't let the D line be ahead of us in interceptions.
Coach Wallace still calling you the no boys?
Oh yeah, every day out there. Until we get more picks in the D line, I guess it's gonna stay.
This team's running downhill, and you got an offensive line like Iowa does. What's that feeling like as a running back, just to be part of a running game like this that can dominate?
Yeah, it's great. It really makes my job pretty easy. Just reading the blocks and just getting downhill and just going from there, like you said. But it's really fun to play an offense like that where we're running the ball pretty well.
When you look at the way Iowa plays, when they can control the line of scrimmage, they usually can control the game. Is that something that's preached to you guys? That when we run the ball like power football like Iowa, like we can play and beat anybody?
Yeah, that's definitely part of our the identity we want to have. We want to be able to run the ball every game, no matter who we play. So I'd say it's definitely on our mind every week. Just sticking to our personality, just like a well-rounded offense, but definitely want to be able to run the ball every week for sure.
The confidence and the momentum that a win like last week gives you coming into another week, because it feels like this team is kind of simmering and boiling, ready to kind of take another step. Do you feel that as well?
Yeah, I think we have all the talent in the world in this team, so I think we could beat anybody when we play our best football, so I definitely think we have a good thing going for sure.
Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was the bowl game when you kind of had your so-called breakout game last year, and then I believe it was the first or second game when you had that game where I had everyone excited. Just which was it that game, or which game was it where you kind of realized, okay, I'm here and I could really dominate this game?
I would say the first game. The first game is where I got like my first snap this season. But yeah, I mean, it was just definitely like a big moment, like first time out there. But after you're out there for a little bit, it's just football. So let's try and go out there, play my game, play the best that I can, and usually it all works out from there.
To play in a conference like this, arguably the best football conference in the entire country, just how do you stay composed knowing that there's so many eyes just kind of watching, especially with the way these fans, Hawkeye fans, rally around this Hawkeye squad?
Yeah, really I just stay in prayer before every game. I know God won't give me anything that I can't handle, so I just go out there, play my game, try not to worry about too much of the outside noise, and just like stick with the team, see how it goes from there.
Obviously, you want to win the game. That's a clear part of why anyone plays football. But when you have so-called, if you have a great game and you guys still lose, I mean, that's not a good thing. But does that at all just still build confidence for yourself that you can still produce and give your team a chance?
I mean, it's nice to play well, but at the end of the day, if we don't win, it's really all for nothing. So, I mean, selfishly, I want to play well every single game, but at the end of the day, we got to get the dub for it to matter. So definitely winning comes first for sure.
How has Omar settled into his new role, and how have you guys in the room adjusted to a new face after Liddell leaves?
Yeah, I think he's settled in pretty well. We're all very used to him, so it feels like he's been here for a while now. So we got a good thing going. He's a great coach. He feel like I've definitely gotten better since he's been here, so I think it's been really good.
He strikes me as a guy who's really easy to get along with. Like, that guy doesn't meet strangers. He feels like he's just really affable and just a fun guy to be around.
Yeah, no, he is a very outgoing guy, I think. So, like you said, it's really not hard to really like build a relationship with someone like that who's outgoing and just a good coach in general. So it's been really good.
I feel like we talk to you guys all in the room about this a lot, but just, you know, in this day and age of college football, 4 starting caliber running backs don't stay in the same room. It just doesn't feel like that because there's so many opportunities to go get work somewhere else. Just what is it about this room that feels so selfless, and guys are fine if one guy gets 15 carries one game, they get 2 the next? I mean, that's not an easy thing to do, I would imagine, just in college football, where you can go anywhere to be the star if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're just like tight as a group, so like we really are happy for each other's success. It's no like outside emotions or like different feelings when someone else is playing. So I think everyone knows, like, when you get your opportunity, you got to go out there and take it. But at the end of the day, if someone else is making plays, I'm just as happy for them as I would be for myself.
So, do you think Aaron was in?
What, for the touchdown?
In the end zone, yeah.
I mean, he probably thinks he was in. His knee touched. It was okay. Yeah.
When you bat down a ball on that first one, is your expectation to turn around and see another defensive lineman?
100%.
Yeah.
Especially how the ball flew up in the air. Somebody needs to catch that ball. I'm glad Bryce did.
What's it like, though, in turning around and seeing 96 with the ball in his hands? Like, yeah, you're maybe thinking like Shire or somebody else, like farther back, but a defensive lineman.
Nope, should have been him. No, it should have been him. The ball dropped right in his hands. If he could have stayed on his feet and took it to the crib, that would have been even better. I would have gave a block for him, too.
Penn State comes in with a backup quarterback and interim head coach. How does that change your game plan?
It doesn't. We're going to do the same thing that we've been doing. Whether they had their starting guy, same coach, or now they hold programs upside down at this point, we're going to do the same thing, come out, play our game. That's all we can do. Can't worry about anything that they got going on. We got to worry about what we got going on.
What's starting to click for the defense right now for you guys?
I think getting 3 and outs, shorter drives, not these long extended drives, definitely helps us out. Offense has done a great job of controlling the ball as well, and I also think that helps us too. But I really think that now halfway through the season, we're really starting to get things flowing.
How does that help with confidence going into a game like Penn State, where there's just so many question marks with your opponent right now?
I feel like as a unit, we're pretty confident anyway, and just what our standard is, how we've played up to this point, and what we know how we can play. So I feel like confidence is always going to be there, not mattering who the opponent is. It's just a matter of, do we execute to the highest of we can on Saturday when Penn State comes to town.
Ryan, Penn State probably has one of the more lethal 1-2 combos at running back. How would you kind of describe their run style, and how do they kind of just complement each other?
Big dudes. They run hard. Familiar with one of them, played them in high school. But they're good players. They've been good players, so it'll be exciting to, get in there, get a hit.
Which one did you play in high school?
Last name Allen, same one as me.
Okay. Is there anything you can take from that experience and use it on Saturday?
What, from high school?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. High school means nothing compared to college. But we're going to go out there, we're going to play. We're going to play Iowa defense, and we're going to make it happen.
What's been your road from, coming in high school and prep school and showing flashes early here and now settling into a really important role on the D-line just, the last couple of years?
Started off with maturity, for sure. Definitely had to mature. That took a good amount of time, and then you got to build trust after you get maturity. So I had to definitely do that. Now it's just a matter of all the work that I've accumulated over the past couple of years. Now it's just putting it on display, not overthinking. It's just a game of football. Go out there and play how I play, how I know I can play.
What kind of role has KB played in that development?
He's been he's like, I don't know, I want to compare it to, my dad worked a lot and my mom was the primary disciplinary. He's been the primary disciplinary in that aspect. He ain't my mama, but But he definitely, all the other coaches, they let me know that they believed in me, but they needed me to get on the straight and narrow for me to be in this program and be successful. And I knew when I came here, that was an area that I needed to be better in, just maturity, responsibility, all of that. So they've done their job in that aspect with me.
How much does it suck week before a game and finding out you're going to miss a month or so? I mean, just the mentality of just knowing it's something that you can't just like rehab to death and get back quick. It's just got to take time.
Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing, obviously. You work for it for a while, and and to have it taken away like that is tough, but like everything happens for a reason. I found the good in it. I found the good in being a teammate first, being a leader on the sideline if I need to be, and so just having my faith to fall back on and grow in that, seen as opportunity to grow, and yeah, I definitely felt like I did that. So definitely a blessing. So.
Did you feel like maybe you become a better student of the game because for 4 weeks or so all you can really do is watch film and take mental reps and all that?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely to stay locked in during practice. Definitely helped me hopefully to improve even when I was injured. So yeah, I'd say that was huge for me to see different defenses, kind of look at it from a big picture instead of kind of what my job is week to week, I guess.
Or how cool has it been to see Zach take the step that he has this season so far?
Yeah, it's awesome. He's definitely 100% deserving of everything. He's worked his butt off for the past 2 years here, and it's great for him to get on that field, and I knew he was going to make the plays. I mean, I've seen it my whole life. He's a playmaker through and through. Like, he's a gamer. So he's gonna make those plays. He's gonna continue to make those plays and continue to grow. So it's awesome to see him do that at a high level.
Has he always hit that hard? I mean, even as a kid, was he like the guy that he's the hit stick kid?
Yeah, he always definitely brought it. Like I said, he's a gamer. He'll bring it whatever you need, whenever you need it. You need to win a game. He's gonna go do it for you. So
Penn State's always got great DBs, great secondary. I guess what have you seen on film from them, even despite the struggles? I mean, that's still a group that performs at a high level.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's kind of how we're approaching it. They're athletic, they're long, they're physical. So we're gonna have to bring our A game. But at the end of the day, it's about us. It's about what we do, how we improve day to day and week to week. So I think that's just our main focus. Just focus on what we do, and everything else will fall into line.
Year 2 with Tim, the route trees and just what you guys are, he's talked about how you guys aren't thinking about where you're going so much anymore. You're just kind of running. At least that's how it was in August. Have you felt that same way even as you've been coming back and in the fall of just you're not thinking about what you're supposed to do anymore? It's just kind of become second nature?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely more about the looks that we get from the defense and how we'll adapt the route to what we get. So that's a lot more of a focus now of just executing, being in the right spot at the right time for us, and just being on the right time with the quarterback. So that's definitely a big focus that we need to improve on.